This meeting will be recorded and the same will be available, say, towards later part of the day, in case if you would like to have a look at it. For any queries or any questions or any clarifications that you would have, please use the Q&A box and type out your queries. I will try and answer them as we go along. Again, welcoming you all to this session from Algomojo. Yeah, request you to or request all participants to kindly keep this session as interactive as possible. Whatever queries that you would have in terms of trading and how to use a platform, anything that you would like to know about a platform, uh, please use the Q&A box to type out your queries. I will try and address them. Yeah. Now, the agenda for today is to look at some of the key features which are available in Algomojo uh, for both traders and investors. Whether you're a short term trader or a long term investor, anybody can use this platform to place orders automatically from any kind of strategy that you would be using for your investment and trading purposes. Now, you're not locked in to trade only the strategies that we provide. You can bring in any kind of strategies. It could be in various platforms like TradingView or Amibroker or charting kind of platforms. And if you have tried and tested any of these platforms and you're getting signals to buy or sell, you can automate them, and our platform will help you to place those orders automatically without any intervention. Yeah, we have connected with the most popular charting tools like TradingView. Then we have done with Amibroker, and we will look at some of the strategies in TradingView and see how we can do the automation. In case if anybody is wanting to know how to use Amibroker, kindly let me know. I can try and show in Amibroker also the method to automate your strategies or indicators. No, we are not a platform who provides strategies or trading tips or investment advisory services. We are just a platform. We act as a bridge between your strategy and your broker. Now, your strategy could be running in platforms like TradingView, charting, or it could be Amibroker kind of charting tools. So, whenever you get signals to enter a trade or an exit a trade, we will pick up those signals and place orders in your account from using our infrastructure. Yes, you can definitely use charting. However, it's pretty simple to use charting to automate the signals. Today's demo, we are not covering charting. We are more focused. We'll be more focused on trading view. But the method is similar to what you do in trading view. A similar thing need to be applied in charting also. In fact, charting will be much more easier and simple to use. And no, we don't have services with ICICI Direct as of now. We have had done the integration some time back, but I think for whatever clarifications that ICICI is waiting from the regulator, they have stopped the API services from most of the service providers, including us. We have integrated with close to 30 brokers, I would say. I will share the list of brokers with whom we have done the integration. Now, in case if you have an account with any of those brokers, you will be able to start using a platform immediately. Now, we will spend some time to share details about our support structure also. Now, in case if you have any assistance required during the live markets or during the for integration with any of the charting tools or any clarifications on usage of a platform, we have a dedicated team which could come online and assist you and provide any kind of clarification or support that you would need. We are open on all trading days. We work on Saturdays also. So I will share you the details of how to contact us for any support that you would need for using our platform. Try and keep it as interactive as possible. You can raise any kind of queries, any doubts that you would have, anything that you would like to understand better. Please feel free to type out your queries. I will try and address them as we go along. Right. Now, we are a web based platform. As I was mentioning, we are just a bridge provider. We are not into the business of providing strategies or uh, advisory services or tips or any kind of recommendation towards investment or trading as such. Now, our expectation is that as users, you would have tried and tested strategies for trading and investment purposes, and in various charting tools like TradingView or charting kind of platforms. And whenever the conditions that you look at for entering and exiting a trade, you will need a system to automate that signal, and we are there to provide that kind of service. So we would act as a bridge between your charting tool and your broker. Now, we have tried to keep this integration part, that is between your charting tool and your broker, as simple as possible. It is very, you will find it very simple to integrate to any indicator or strategies in these charting tools, and you can automate those signals to be processed and orders placed without much difficulty at all. You need not have to have any kind of programming or coding knowledge as to how to use this platform for automation purpose. All you have to do is a couple of copy paste. We will look at some live examples today. And if you want to see anything particular in Amibroker or in TradingView, kindly let me know. I can try and show them during this demo. Please use the Q&A box to type out your queries. Yes. Now, we have, as I was mentioning, we have integrated with a lot of popular charting tools like TradingView, Amibroker, MT4, etc. And we have got API integration done with close to 30 brokers. So we will have a look at the list of brokers as we go along, and whatever codes or modules that are required for automation of your strategies, we will provide that. All you have to do is just copy paste these things in TradingView or in Amibroker or even in charting, and it will be ready for processing the signals. As I was mentioning, we have tried to keep this platform usage as simple and as user friendly as possible, so that anybody with a good strategy, a bit of computer knowledge, will be able to automate the strategies for. And it's pretty simple to use. You will understand with a few click of buttons, you'll be able to place orders without you do the setup first, and after that any signals coming in from these tools will be processed and the orders will be placed into your account. Right. Some of the key features would include things like you can decide what is that you want to trade. Now, if you're a trader who would like to trade in, say, equities or futures or options, you can do that. It is you're not bound by any limitations in terms of what is the symbols or what are the markets that you can trade with using Algomojo. However, I'd like to mention here that we are a platform who have got the integration done for trading in only in the Indian market, Indian exchanges. Your NSE, it could be BSE, it could be MCX, any of these. However, you can't use this platform for automation of or trade in things like crypto or forex. It is limited to the Indian markets, so to say. Now, if you want to trade in options, you have multiple choices. You can trade in ATM options, you can trade in ITM or even in OTM. Up to 20 strikes you can select in any of 20 option strikes you can select. Yeah, see. We have done integrations with multiple brokers, including Zerodha, First Stock, etc. You can use any broker that you're comfortable with. Uh, the In terms of execution speeds, almost you will find not much of a difference whichever broker you use. It is all done through the APIs. It is all done through the data centers where the servers are hosted. So you will not find much of a difference in terms of when it comes to which broker to use. It is left to your discretion and your comfort level as to whoever is a broker that you're trading with or investing into. You can continue using those brokers and just do the integration using Algomojo for automation of your strategies or indicators. Now we will look at some strategies. It can be running on any time frame. It could be Nifty, it could be Bank Nifty, any of these, and it could be time frames of 1 minute, 5 minute, any of these. And we will look at some live samples today and see how the orders can get executed. See, in terms of the execution speed, what I would say is it is definitely in nanoseconds. I would say we are, as I was mentioning, we are just a bridge provider. All we need to do is pick up your signal and place orders for whatever instruments that you're planning to trade or invest into. We don't do much of processing at our end. All we do is pick up the signal and place the orders with the broker. So there's hardly any lag you would find in terms of the signal generation to order placement. It happens in nanosecond, millisecond kind of time frames. And you will see as we get into the actual platform demo that once you log in the morning and do a one-time setup, um, the entire thing can operate on its own. There is there will be no intervention required of whatever kind to monitor or see that the orders are getting placed. It is pretty simple. You define what is that you want to trade, log in the morning, do and as a one time thing you do the setups in the charting tool, and the strategy and the platform can keep running for you. So initial setup of uh, how to configure is where you need to have a bit of an understanding. That is where we will focus today. So once that setup is done, the system will run pretty easily, pretty smooth. You need not have to keep working on it again and again every day as such. Yeah, we will look at features like how many orders you want to place in a day. Suppose you are a trader or an investor, you don't want to take more than say 5 trades in a day. No, we're just about starting the demo, so you're not lost anything. We are still in the part of introduction. We're going through some of the key features of what our platform offers. We will get into the actual demo shortly. Yeah. So kindly type out your queries using the chat box. This session is getting recorded, so in case if you join late, not to worry. The recording of the session will be made available to you towards the second half of the day after the demo is done. Right. Now, coming back to the presentation, you can trade in options. It could be ATM, ITM, or OTM. You can trade in up to 20 strikes in the money and 20 strikes out of the money. You can select them dynamically, or if you want to trade in a specific strike price for a day, you can still do that. Yes. Um, the platform will help you to place orders not only for buyers. Now, in case if you are an option writer, you can still use a platform to write options. Now, if you would like to hedge some of your main trades by having a option along with the main futures trade, you can do that also, define that also, and the platform can help you to hedge your strategies. Yes, we have got. Sorry. Now, if the quantity that you're trading is more than the freeze limit, not to worry. We will take care of the order splitting and place multiple orders for both entry and exits. So order splitting is done by us. Now, for traders and for even investors, we have quite a few risk management tools made available. Things like you can set the targets and stop loss and trailing stop loss, which can be in the form of points, or it could be in the form of percentage, or it can be in the form of profits also, say an M2M or a profit. If you're a swing trader, you like to lock in certain amount of profit for every trade that you do. You can predefine those. So whenever those levels of targets and stops are hit, the system will automatically close the positions for you. We will look at how to do those setups also today. Yeah. Now, uh, again, if you are a trader and you would not like to trade in the morning, say first for the first half an hour or 1 hour where the volatility is very high, you can set those timings also. You say that okay, I want all my signals to be processed after 10:30. If that is your requirement, you can say that. Or if you don't want to take the trades towards the end of the day, you can define that also, saying that I don't want any signals to be processed towards, say, last half an hour of the day, or in the morning I don't want to trade, if you want to trade just the morning 1 hour, you can set those timings also. Now, for every user, you get a paper trading facility, and it is limited to 6 strategies that you can test at any given point in time. And once you get a hang of how the entire platform works, how the orders are getting placed, you can go in for live trades. There's no limitations that are set for live trades. You can do as many trades that you need, and as many symbols or strategies that you want to run. You can keep doing that. Now, paper trade is limited to 6. It is more to provide you with a facility to check whether the process or the whether the platform is able to meet your requirements of trading and investment. Now, suppose you're trading in, you want to trade in options, and whenever you get a buy signal, you want to buy a CE, a long signal, you want to buy a CE, and when you get a short signal, you want to sell the close the CE and take a PE. To check those kind of parameters, the paper trade is provided. We suggest all participants, all users, to start with the paper trade, get an understanding as to how the entire thing is working, and after that, if the orders are flowing or getting executed as per your expectation, then you can go in for live trade. Now, if it could sometimes so happen that this is a new platform that you're trying to use, and maybe that you want to trade in, buy an option, say at a offer ITM 5 kind of thing, and whenever there's a signal coming in to close it, you want that to be closed and take a PE, or you want to hedge a futures position. You do the settings and check if all the actions are getting executed as per your requirements. And once you're comfortable saying that okay, the platform is able to do the trades as per my requirements or as per your requirements, you can shift over to live trades. So our suggestion to everyone is that uh, always start with the paper trade, get a hang of how the orders or signals are getting processed and how the orders are getting placed, and after that switch over to live trade. So, see, we are not paper trading is a facility that we provide more to test out the platform and to see how the orders are getting processed. It is not to be taken as a forward testing or a back testing tool as such. It is more to get an understanding of how to use the platform. Now, if that was not available, then you would have had to do using the live trades, which would involve cost and money, all that. So to avoid that, paper trade is enabled for all users. Up to 6 strategies you can test it out, and after that, again, one more point is, it is more to check the process, not to be used as a forward testing or a back testing tool. We are just a bridge provider between your strategy and your broker. So there's no way you can test your strategies for and do a back testing and analysis or optimization using our platform. Our platform doesn't support such kind of requirements. It is more of a bridge between the place where the signals are getting generated and where the orders need to be placed. Uh, yeah, if you're a swing trader, you would like to carry forward your positions. You can do the rollovers. Also, the system can do the rollovers automatically on a preset date and time. So you say that, okay, 5 days before the expiry, I want my positions to be closed of the current month, and the next month's trade contracts need to be taken care of. We will do that for you. Yeah, you can also say, somebody was asking whether you can set the number of orders or number of trades that you want to trade. Definitely possible. So you can there is a setting in our platform where you can say that you don't want to take more than, say, 3 trades in a day or 5 trades in a day. You do the setup. Any signal coming after that will not be processed. Now, if you're an options trader, which would you normally employ, or you'll normally have multiple legs of orders to be placed, option buying and selling, all that. Um, so, based on a single signal received from your charting tool, all the legs in your option strategy can be executed. Now, in case if you like to have, if you have any option strategy that you want to see how it works, let me know. I'll try and show them. We have got a Telegram app called Algomojo bot, using which you will be able to receive whenever there's a signal coming in or whenever there's an order getting executed. You'll be able to get notifications. It's a pretty simple, straightforward setup. All you have to do is from Algomojo bot app, Telegram app. Uh, Take the chart ID and place it into the strategy that you're trying to run, and you will get start getting notifications as such. Now, the segments that you can trade would include a cash segment. If you're an intraday trader or a positional trader, both can be done. And again, if you want to trade in futures, the platform would support all segments of Nifty, BSE, and MCX as such. Now, when it comes to options, again, you can trade in Nifty, Bank Nifty, Mid Cap Nifty, Fin Nifty, etc. All can be either traded as static option or dynamic option. When we say static, suppose you want to trade in, say, 26,000 CE for the entire day, you can do that setup, and any signal coming in, the platform will keep placing orders for either CE or PE of 26,000 in Nifty, and or if you want the ATM or ITM to be selected based on the spot price, whenever there's a signal coming in, the platform can do that also. So you can select the dynamic option selection, which will help you to trade in ATM, ITM, or OTM strikes. So we will look at what is the spot price for index or for stocks when we get the signal from your strategy. And if you have selected an ITM option to be traded, we will place orders for that particular selection that you would have predefined. Yeah, any queries, kindly type it out in the Q&A box. Now, in terms of brokers, these are the brokers with whom we have done the integrations. Uh, Almost all major brokers have been included. Zerodas to Upstock to Angel Broking to Composite Edge. All the main brokers, we have done the API integration. So if you have a strategy, you'll be able to use these brokers for placing orders. Now, for all users who already have an account, you can start using our platform. You get a 7-day trial, and post which you have if you find that our platform is able to meet your requirement, you can take in the subscription. You have a monthly, half yearly, and a yearly subscription. So when it comes to monthly, it will cost you about 1,000 rupees, and if you take a yearly subscription, it will work out to 500 rupees per month kind of fees for using all the facilities and features which are currently available and which will be made available going forward too. Just one second. Yeah, sorry. See, as I was mentioning, you can use any broker with whom we have done the API integration. There's no limitation. It is left to your comfort. We would not recommend that you take it up with a specific broker, or it is left to your choice. If you are comfortable with any of the broker which is listed here, you can start uh, trading using that broker. See, in terms of static IP usage, you know, the it was supposed to go live sometime in August. I think that got pushed to October. Now it has been postponed to sometime next year. They are looking at a phased implementation in terms of the static IP part. So whenever that is mandated, we are ready as a platform. We are ready to with our solution. So we will be able to give you static IPs, and you can start using, continue using our platform. So yeah, again, backtesting, no, sorry. Our platform doesn't support backtesting because we are not a strategy provider. We are just a bridge between your charting tool and um, the broker. Now, for backtesting, you can do it in TradingView, or if you are using Amibroker, which offers a huge flexibility in terms of backtesting. They have a lot of tools for backtesting and optimization that you can try in Amibroker. Of course, you'll need to have the historical data for which you want to do the backtesting. If it could be 5 years or 2 years or whatever period that you're looking at. If you have the historical data, you can do the backtesting using Amibroker. Our platform is not designed for backtesting of strategies because we don't handle any strategies. We are just a bridge between your strategy and um, the broker, right? Now, so we give a 7 days trial for without any cost. So kindly try it out. Use our platform without any charges. And in case if you find that we are able to meet your expectations, you can look at the subscription part. Now we have a special offer in case if you open a new account with any of these seven brokers, then um, you get the APIs from Algomojo also free of cost for life. So there'll be absolutely no charges. As a latest addition has been Zeroda. Zeroda used to charge 2,000 rupees for API for retail users. Now they have made that also free. So um, for if you open a new account with any of these seven brokers for API or automation of your strategies, there will be no charges involved at all. Except, of course, you in case you are looking at TradingView, you will need the subscription of TradingView. In case if you are using similarly charting, also you will need subscription. And for Broker users, you will need data feeds. So if you have the subscription and data feed, uh, there's no other platform charges, I would say, for automation as such. Yeah, I will be sharing my contact details towards the end of the session in case if you have any queries you would like to have get some more information about us, or if you need any support from our teams, you can get in touch with us. Yeah, in case if you already have a strategy, say in TradingView, we will look at some of those strategies today and see how to integrate using our platform. I'll be showing some live demos you in TradingView using the crypto market, which is open today. We should be able to get some live signals or live rates there. So whenever there's a buy or a sell coming in, how is it getting processed? We will try and have a look at that during the course of the demo today. And in case going forward also, in case you need any additional support, any help for doing the API integration or automation part, Uh, we have tried to keep it simple, but in case if you still need any assistance, we have a dedicated team. You can connect with us. We'll be able to extend whatever support that you would need for using our platform, so that it will help you to automate the strategies or the indicators or the studies that you will be using for your trading purpose or investment purpose. Now, normally automation happens in two parts. The first part is in Algomojo, you need to define what is that you want to trade, like whether you want to trade in Nifty or Bank Nifty, how many lots you want to trade, whether it is the current month contract or next month contract, those kind of thing, intraday or carry forward, whatever parameters that you want to trade. You need to set it up as a one-time activity in Algomojo, and then do a small automation part in TradingView or Amibroker or charting. It's a pretty simple process. We will look at a couple of studies today so that you get a feel of how the platform works and how it can help you to automate the signals as such. Now, in TradingView, in case you have any particular strategy in mind, do let me know. I will try and load that strategy. There are a lot of free strategies available in TradingView. We can see how to automate those studies or strategies which are there in TradingView. And suppose you want to, you can bring in any strategy in TradingView, whatever strategy that you're comfortable and you're back tested or you like to use for trading. You can bring them and you can set the targets of say 10 points or 20 points or 50 points, whatever targets you want to set, whatever stop loss you want to set. You can do it in our platform. You can define it in our platform, saying that when after I take an entry, if I get 10 put 10 points as the target, the position will to be closed, we'll take care of that. Now, if you want to trail that target, we'll help you to do that. Or there are trailing stop loss that you can define in our system. So as the trade moves in your direction, it can keep trailing the stops also. So it will help you to trail your stops and maximize your profits. So before we get into the automation part, let's look at the platform per se. Now, this is a website called algomojo.com. Now, for you to get the API or the usage of Algomojo platform free of cost, if you open an account with any of the seven brokers that I was mentioning, use this button to open an account. There's a button called Open Account. And fill in your name, email ID, and phone number, and select the broker with whom you want to open an account. So it will take you to the broker's webpage and ask you to complete the account opening process. Post that, um, once you get the credentials, you'll be able to use our system. Right. So it is in algomojo.com. Go to open an account and get a new account opened with Algomojo as the referral, and please avail of this facility that is being made available for using seven brokers as such. Now, once you have a credential or once you have a broking account, you're already a trader or an investor and you'd like to start using our platform, you can start doing that. So all you have to do is go to this button called login. It will ask you to update the credentials which your broker would have given. The same credentials need to be used here for login also. There is no separate password or IDs that are required. It is the same broker credentials. For today's demo, we'll be using an account from TradeGenie. So select it from the drop down here, update the credentials. Let me. So if you have an account already, you can start doing that, using that. Use the same credentials which your broker would have given. So the user interface for any broker would be the same thing. You have a watch list section, then you have a section which gives you a summary of funds and what are the holdings, what are the position open, etc. So you can create up to five watch list, and you can place orders manually also from here. Suppose you want to buy something like an idea, just go click here and place an order. That's it. So all your trading and investment activities can be done from this one page, one platform, algomojo.com. Now, except for your backend reports, or if you want to add funds or withdraw funds, you'll need to get into your broker terminal. Otherwise, all your requirements can be handled from one login itself. Uh, yeah, there's a query saying that the point stop loss did not trigger. See, it depends on the kind of instrument that you're trading. Suppose you kept a stop loss of 25 points. We will trigger the order and send it to the exchange through your broker. So it goes as a market order. Now, it could sometimes so happen that if the volatility is high, though the price or the order was triggered at a 25-point stop loss, by the time the order got executed, the price would have changed, and maybe it would have given you an adverse exit. Instead of 25 points, you would have lost 30 points or 40 points. It could also so happen that instead of 25 points, it could have lost 10 or 15 points, depending on the instrument and the volatility at that point in time. And whatever is the order price that was executed, you will need to look at that. But we would trigger based on the price which is running. We take the prices from the brokers and keep updating in our system, in our backup, in our platform. So we will look at what are the targets you have set, what are your stop losses that you have set, and whenever those levels are hit, the orders are pushed from our end to the broker, and who in turn sends it to the exchange. So the actual price of execution would depend on what is running at that point in time at the exchange. Yeah, Nifty, Bank Nifty, especially Bank Nifty, we see sometimes the prices keep jumping. It again depends on the liquidity, or which weekly contract are you using, or monthly contract are you using, whether it is in the money or out of the money. Depending on the market movement, you might end up facing a situation where the stops could be higher, or sometimes it could be lower also. Uh, See, what we look at for target or stop loss is at what price the order was executed. Suppose you bought an option at 100 rupees and 50 paise. So we will store that value of 100 rupees 50 paise as the actual cost. On that, we calculate, we will look at what is the strategy, target and stop loss that you would have set. And suppose you have set 25 points. So if the price reaches, say, 75.5, we will send the exit order and to the exchange through the broker, and it could get executed at the same price very rarely, or it could be a slightly higher or a lower price. So it goes as a market order. So whatever is the market price running at that point in time, it will be executed at that price. It's very difficult to get the exact amount or exact price that you're looking at, because it doesn't go as a limit order. It has both advantages and limitations also. Suppose if the market moves pretty fast and you set a limit order, there are situations where the order may not get filled at all. So those kind of situations are there. So as of now, only market orders are supported. We will come out with a limit order. We are designing a limit order functionality. So once that is available, you can push it as a limit order, and it will go and sit with the exchange, with the broker, and whenever those limit or trigger price are uh, reached, it will be sent to the exchange, and exchange will execute at the price which is running at that point in time. Sure. So yeah, we will look at okay now. uh, so once you log in here, As you can see on the left side, there are quite a few tabs. For all you have to do is first go to this first the my API section, and when you're doing it for the first time, it will ask you to generate the API. So you get 7 days trial. You will have an API key and API secret, and it will show that it is a 7 day trial, and when it will expire, it will be displayed. So please use the trial period, check how the platform works, and if it is able to meet your requirements, then you can go in for subscription. You can do the subscription from here. There are three plans: 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees per month kind of plans available. So getting the API is the first step. So generate the API, and then after you get your APIs, go to this section called My Strategies. When you are doing it for the first time, the entire page will be blank. You will start with this button called New Strategy. So this is where we define what is that we want to trade. So there are some mandatory fields that needs to be updated, like what is the instrument, what is the quantity, which expiry, those kind of things. Once you do that, there are other optional fields which needs to be updated. Now, in case if you want to set the number of trades to be taken, you want the target and stop loss to be defined here. You want the trailing stops to be defined here. You can do all those settings here in this part of the strategy definition. Then, so let us look at to start with uh, one example of Nifty futures. I'll give it a name as Nifty futures demo, say 15th November. And the next important thing to do is to select the rule. Now, there are five types of rules that we have identified after looking at and discussing with various uh, traders and investors and looking at various strategies. We have narrowed it down to five kind of rules. Uh, the rules are long only, short only, long plus short. There are two variants of that: buy sell and buy sell short cover, and stop and reverse. Now, what are these rules? When this, which rule need to be used is the most important decision that has to be done. Now, if there's any mismatch in the rule that you select, then the orders may not go as per your expectations. So try and understand how these rules work. You will get a small note of how what each rule means. So select the appropriate rule, and then proceed to the next step. Now, these rules I will try and explain in detail when we look at a chart. So, just bear with me till we get into the chart. I will explain to you what rule to be used and in what kind of situation. So, for the first demo, we'll be using a strategy called Super Trend. Super Trend, I'm sure most of you would have heard or used as such. It is a strategy which is very, very popular and it is always in trade. So for such kind of strategies which are always in trade, select the rule called stop and reverse. So why stop and reverse, I will explain to you when we look at the chart as such. Now the next thing to be updated would be the segment, whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures and options. And in options, if you want to trade in a dynamic symbol, is what you need to select. So we will look at the futures contract for the first demo. So I'll select futures and trading symbol. I'll select Nifty from the drop down. Say Nifty contract of November. Then order can be NRML or MIS. If it is intraday MIS, carry forward is NRML. Then price is always market. So I'll leave it to the default value. Then number of lots that you want to trade. Suppose you want to trade 100 lots. So it will show you the quantity also in terms of number. So when it crosses the freeze limit, we will split the order into multiple freeze limit uh, definitions and place multiple orders for you. So these are some mandatory things that you need to select or update. The rest are all optional things like target or stop loss or trailing stop loss. If your strategy itself is able to handle these targets and stop loss kind of things, you need not have to fill in any of these fields. You can leave it blank. Now the next section would look at the start time, end time, and square off time. If you are a intraday trader, then what time do you want to square off? Then on expiry day, when do you want to square off? when do you want to roll over, those definitions need to be updated here. Now, once you do these, or if you want to go with the default values, or somebody was asking, how do I set the number of signals that I want to trade in a day? Suppose you don't want to take more than, say, 5 trades, you can define it here. You can say that 5 trades. So we will look at 5 signals, that is buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and buy, sell. So 5 trades as such. So after that, any new signal coming in will be ignored, or the system will shut off. So no new trades will go beyond the setting that you would have updated here. If you want to take all the trades, then leave it at the default value, which is 0. Right. So all signals will be that are received will be processed, and the orders will be executed. Once you have updated all this, just do a submit of this section. The things that you want to trade will be saved. What we have defined is that we are saying that we want to trade in Nifty futures of 100 lots of the current month expiry kind of thing. So once you have that, there are two things that are provided here at the bottom portion of the web page. The one is the webhook URL, which will be used in all the charting platforms, Trading View or Charting or even Amibroker. This is the most crucial link. It will have details like who the user is, who is the broker, and to which instrument or which strategy is it linked to. All that information is stored under this. So it is unique for every strategy or every instrument that you're trying to trade. So you'll need to copy this and paste it into your charting tool. So in case if you make a mistake or do not update it with the right uh, webhook URL, then there could be a mismatch in the orders that would be executed. So just be careful in terms of selecting the webhook URL. When you're trading multiple instruments, like if you're trading Bank Nifty, etc. So whatever is relevant to Bank Nifty, that has to be selected. Whatever is relevant to Bank Nifty, that needs to be copied and pasted. Now, market price goes as market price. We can't set a buffer. So some brokers do provide you that facility, but yes, in our platform, it goes as a market order. You can't have a buffer defined as such. Yes, you can lock the profit per trade or for a particular instrument. Now, the best way to do that is there's something called lock profit here. So as you can see here, you can, if you say select yes, it'll ask you to lock profit from what stage onwards. Now, suppose you got into your trade and you expect the market to move in your direction, and you want to lock in the profit after a base level is achieved. Like suppose you say that, okay, if my profit level has reached 5,000, I would like to lock at least 5,000 rupees as the profit. So so after 5,000, if you wanted to keep trailing, you can say that how much amount you need to trail that. So if the market keeps continuing in your favor, um, well and good. Whenever the trailing stop loss has hit, you are out of the trade. Or if it starts coming down, we will look at what is the minimum profit that you want to lock in. Suppose the trigger lock is at 5,000 and you have said minimum profit that you want to take home is 8,000 rupees, say for example. And if your profit has reached say 10,000 rupees and it starts coming down, as soon as it hits that 8,000 mark, we will send the exit order to the exchange. Now, as it goes as a market order, we can't guarantee you that you will exactly get 8,000 rupees. Sometimes it could be more, it could be less sometimes, but we will trigger the order whenever 8,000 rupees profit is achieved as such. So this is how you can lock the profit as such. Yes. No, it will keep trading. Suppose you have taken, for example, this Nifty future that we are trying to trade. We got into that trade and we have closed this trade after it hit the target of 10,000 rupees. Then after that, there's a new signal coming in. It will still keep processing. So your position has been taken and the position has got closed because you ended up with a good profit or profit what you had defined. And after that, there's a new signal coming in either for long entry or short entry. It'll keep processing. Suppose you say that, okay, I just want to take one trade irrespective of the profit that I want to do. You can set the maximum daily signal to 1. So it will take only one trade as such. Yes. Yeah. Now, if you're trading in multiple lots and you would like to have multiple exits, uh, yeah, uh, that's a requirement that we are working on. Currently, you can set just one target and one stop loss. Multiple target setting and multiple exits, as of now, still under development. Yeah. So, yeah, see, as long as your trading tool is sending these signals, we'll keep processing it. Now, in Amibroker, if you yeah, Amibroker has not sent. See, you have taken a trade and you have achieved a target of 10,000 rupees, and your trade has got closed. Amibroker has not sent any buy or sell signal. It has given an entry. It took a long trade. The buy signal came from Amibroker, but exit happened because the profit of 10,000 rupees has been achieved. Amibroker has not sent any signal. Your trade has got closed. Now, if Amibroker sends a sell signal, it will again get processed. So you'll need to take care of that. Either you handle the entire thing in Amibroker itself, the entry and exit, or you handle the entry and from Amibroker and exit from here. So one of these two things you will need to do. Yeah, multiple target setting could be is still under development. Not able to put a time frame as of now. Yes, we'll definitely update you as soon as it is done. I would expect it to be at least another 3 to 6 months kind of time frame. Yes. Yeah, good question. Somebody is asking, suppose you start with a target, say, of 100 points and a stop loss of, say, 25 points. Now, um, after you take a trade, you feel that, okay, the market is going to trend much higher. So let me change the 100 points to 200 points. You can come back and edit it here. The entry has been taken and the position is running. Target and stop loss are not hit. You can still edit your target level, say from 100, you can make it 300 or 350, whatever level you're wanting to set it at, and then save it. So our system will be immediately updated. So from your initial target setting to the revised target setting, we can handle that. You can keep editing them, not an issue at all. And you can set for uh, any number of strategies that you're running. Yeah. Now, this setting that we are trying to do is for trading in Nifty futures. And first example that we are going to use is a super trend. Now, if somebody is wanting to use multiple strategies like super trend or RSI or MACD based, for each of them, you can create a separate strategy as such. Yeah. After you define what is that you're trying to trade here, like we have defined that we want to trade in Nifty futures of 100 lots, and target and stop loss, we are not defining it here. In terms of signals, we're taking all these signals that would come in from the trading view. So we save this setting and this is the first part, what you need to define in Algomojo. The second part of the automation is what you need to do in the trading view or the charting or the Amibroker kind of platform. So let's look at how do we do with trading view first. So this is by default, it will be in inactive state after you define. And you have to enable it for live trade or paper trade at a click of a button, and always start with the paper trade, check how the orders are getting executed, and once you're comfortable with the way it is getting processed, you can move on to the live trades. So every day morning you're expected to log into our page around the close to the market open hours, like do it after, to be on the safer side, after 8:45. 8:30, 8:45. That's because most brokers would be doing their maintenance activities during the night time. Now, there's no fixed time for them to complete the back end activity. But however, they will be ready towards the market open as such. Now, suppose you want to travel or you are abroad and you want to log in, don't log in at say 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, because the broker tokens which they provide for API trading will not be the fresh ones, that and your orders could get rejected because of invalid session kind of thing. So don't do it very early. Log in to Algomojo around 8:30, 8:45, so that yeah, the broker would have given us the token for the day which can be used for automation. Sure, you can log in using your tab or your mobile phone also. The initial setup, we always suggest that you do it using a web page or a computer, because there are quite a few fields that need to be updated. And in case, just ensure that you don't make any mistakes in terms of selecting the proper fields. Do it as a one-time activity here using a system. And everyday login, you can do it, say, from your tab or even your mobile. You open your mobile phone and go to a browser and log into the algomojo.com. That is fine. And come to this strategy section and enable the paper trade or live trade. That is possible. So after we do this activity, we get into the charting tool. So let's look at trading view. Yeah. Now you will need to have the subscription of TradingView, because the free version doesn't support the webhook URL. You will need the subscription, at least the basic. Depends on how many strategies that you are trying to trade. If it is under 20, the essential plan is sufficient. It will help you to do set up to 20 alerts. If it is more than that, then you will need to look at the premium and the other subscription methods which are available. So always start with the instrument that you want to trade, whether it is Nifty, Bank Nifty, or Reliance, or HDFC, whatever you're trying to trade, and do the alert setup. Yeah. So for today's demo, just to get a live feed, the markets are closed. So we will be using crypto as the instrument, but you can't trade in cryptos or forex. Those markets are open today, so let's try and get some live feed. So we will check with. Um, yeah. So let me try and check. Yeah. First thing is to select the instrument, then select the time frame that you want to trade. So let's look at 1 minute time frame. Now, once your instrument and the time frame that you are trying to trade is set, select the or load the strategy that you want to use. For today's demo, we'll look at super trend. I've already loaded that. Let me make it visible. So super trend, you've seen many of you have used also. You're familiar, I suppose. Um, Yes, so strategy, most strategies would, almost all strategies would look at the time frame, except otherwise if it's a price-based action. So price-based action could be your trend line breakout. Trend line again would be dependent on your time frames. If it is something like a support and resistance, what time frame? So time frame will be the most important component. So select the instrument and select the time frame. Uh, the process of doing the setup is the same, whichever instrument or time frame that you're running. So and then load the strategy. You can bring in any strategy which is you're using in TradingView. It is not limited to say super trend or half trend kind of thing. You can bring in any strategy as long as they're giving this buy and sell signals. You will be able to automate them. And it's a very, very simple process. Let me show you the process. So after you load the strategy, go to this three dots called more and say add alert here. It will open a pop-up box. Go to this message section, and whatever is there by default, remove it. Go to Algomojo where we define just now what is that we want to trade. Go to this place, and from here at the bottom, if you are running a strategy in TradingView, copy this message and paste it here. So and give a name, something like NF demo 15th November, and go to this notification section. And in case if there's any webhook URL by default, remove it. From Algomojo strategy, copy this webhook URL and paste it here. Now, these are the only two things that are required for you to automate. Nothing else needs to be done. Just say create. Whatever you have created will be shown here on the right side. That's it. There's nothing else to be done. So we will just wait for the signal to be generated on the chart. So if you get a buy signal, it will get processed and orders will be placed. So any doubts in this? So let me try and take you through this again. First, select the instrument that you want to trade, right? It could be Nifty or uh, um, it could be commodities or it could be um, Bank Nifty, anything, whichever instrument that you are trying to trade. Select that, then select the time frame in which you want to run your strategy. It could be anything. It could be 1 minute, 15 minute, half an hour, whatever time frame that you're trying to use. Use that, load that, and then load your strategy. It could be a strategy which you got you have coded yourself, or you got somebody else to code it, or there are so many strategies available in TradingView and you're comfortable using a particular strategy. Kindly load that strategy and go to this alert section or these three dots. Every strategy will have this facility to add a alert, so press on that. In this pop-up box, go to message box and remove whatever is there. Take the message from Algomojo here, like TradingView strategy, copy this and paste it here. Sorry, I think that did not get copied properly. Give it a name, it can be anything. Then go to notification, copy this webhook URL from here and paste it here. And say create. That's it. There's no other thing to be done. We will not look at what is the code of Supertrend, open that and do some modification, include some code, some modules in that. No, nothing of that sort is required. We will not look at any source code which is there, or you need not have to touch any source code which is there of the strategy or the indicator that you're trying to automate. It is as simple as that. Just two copy paste to be done. One is the message box content, and second is the webhook URL. Both these details are given by us. Just copy that and paste it here and create it, and it will be always available for you. Suppose you want to keep running it, as you're aware, TradingView is in a cloud platform. So once you define this, you can close TradingView. And similarly, once you in the morning you come here and then say enable paper trade or live trade, you can shut down your computer and the signals will be processed and orders will keep getting placed whenever there's a signal getting coming in from TradingView. Only thing that should not do is you should not go and log out from here. If you say log out, the signals will not be processed by Algomojo. So just in the morning, log in and enable paper trade or live trade. And anyway, trading views is this one setup. After you do, you need not have to touch that again at all. Any doubts? Anything? I did not get. What is the yellow error? Here, you meant to say? I'm not very sure. I'm not able to understand what is the error you're trying to point out. Anyway, okay. So this is one method for trading in futures. You can trade in any number of signals symbols. Suppose what we just saw was for trading in Nifty using super trend. So you can use one more any number of strategies. Suppose you want to run one for Nifty, one for Bank Nifty, another one for uh, um, uh, say Reliance, or it could be uh, things like bar 4, whatever instrument that you're trying to trade. You can create as many that you want, and you'll need to create a separate alert for each of them, for each of the strategies, and it can keep running for you. Yeah, when we have our strategy in Amibroker, why we need to copy paste our strategy in Algomojo? Well, see, Amibroker again, the process is similar. Like in Amibroker, you will need to load in your strategy, and you will need to load the necessary module, long only or short only kind of module, and then link it with the webhook URL. That's it. Here we are creating an alert. In Amibroker, there'll be a parameter where you have to add the webhook URL. That's it. Right. So suppose say you have created an alert and the trade is running, and you still feel that the market. Yeah, see, they have they do provide a limitation in terms of when. By default, I think they give you 1 month as a time, but however, you can extend it also. Suppose you want to make this say 2 months, you can set it as 2 months. That is the alert creation is just one part. The validity you can keep changing it. That's it. I think max you can go is up to 2 months, and after that again you will need to again extend it. So there will be sufficient time for you to look at it and try and extend it. Um, yeah, in case if you want to use a scanner in a broker, it's possible. Suppose you have a scanner, you're looking at a watch list of say, say 50 stocks. So you can create a watch list in our platform also for those 50 stocks that you're trying to trade. And whenever we get signals for those stocks in the watch list, we'll place orders in those stocks. Is that what you meant, sir? Okay, okay, right. Now, we will try and look at how to create a watch list. I'll show you that also. Now, we might get a buy signal here. So as you can see, if it generates a buy signal, let's try and see how it gets processed. Any queries so far on the setting up of the alert? Anybody, any doubts, any clarification needed? Okay. So, so as you can see, by buy signal has been generated. Let's look at what has happened to this buy signal. You'll be able to see in the log the buy has been generated. Go to Algomojo here, and go to this section called My Signals. So it will show you the details. Or if you have multiple strategies, it will show you all the strategies here. As you can see, there's a buy signal which is coming in at date and time is also mentioned here. So what is the IP from where it has come? Now the status, if it is rejected, it will tell you what is the reason for rejection. It so sometimes happens that you might not have enabled paper trade or live trade. For example, here in my strategies, in the morning you forgot to do this, but signal, if it had come, it will get show that it has rejected, saying that please enable live trade or paper trade. Or if there's any other error, it will be displayed here. If you hover it on the status, if it's rejected, you will be able to see what is the reason for rejection also. Yeah, if you have any strategy that you have already got it coded in, it is running in TradingView, you can automate it. Or if you have any idea that you want to trade, or you want to get it coded and run it in TradingView, we can help you to do that coding also. We take up that coding requirements for clients. So all you have to do is send an email with your complete requirement. We will look at things to be done, and we'll come back to you and tell you what could be the timeline and cost involved. So once you're okay with it, we can develop the software and get the entire thing implemented into the in trading view and show you how it is working. And after that, you can continue using it. That code will be yours and you can keep running it. Right. So under this My Signals, you can see that the signal has been received from so and so IP of TradingView, and the orders have been placed. So multiple orders have been placed because the quantity was higher, and you can look at the position here. What is happening to that position? So this is the strategy that we just created. You can select that particular strategy and see and keep monitoring what is happening to this trade. So it will show you the quantity, what is the average rate it was bought at. In the live market, it will show what is the current market price and what is the M2M, and that will keep getting updated in the live markets. Uh, yeah, so Amibroker is a charting tool which, like what we saw in TradingView, it says like Amibroker also has got strategies which will have those. Say if you get various strategies in Amibroker platform, it could be super trend or whatever strategy that you're running in, and so this will give you the buy and sell signal. And like what we did the setup in TradingView, a similar kind of nearly similar kind of setup needs to be done in Amibroker, and you'll need to keep running Amibroker, for which you'll need to have the computer on and the strategy on and the data feed on, and uh, whenever there's a signal coming in, it will reach Algomojo, and we will send that order to your broker for placement. Yeah, we will look at some samples of how to use an indicator also to generate signal. Yes. Now, somebody was asking, there was one yellow dot. I'm not sure what this one. Yeah. Yeah. It must, I think it is the standard disclaimer kind of thing. Oh, this alert may not function as intended. Click to learn more. So I haven't really gone into what these details are. You'll need to check it out. Why they put that disclaimer. Try and find out. This one. Yes. Yes. Say in Algomojo, if you want to limit the number of trades that you want to take, all you have to do is when you're creating the strategy, yeah, we'll look at one more sample. Let's look at, I will explain when we look at this sample, how to trade in options. You're getting a signal from, say, trading view, say, using a Nifty chart or a bank Nifty chart. And whenever there's a buy sell coming in, you want to take a CE or PE. How do we do that? Let's look at that sample example. So let me create one example for BN options demo, 15th November. I'll select a similar rule. We will use an indicator to see how to generate signals and place orders in CE and PE both. And here segment we will say dynamic, and here we will use Bank Nifty. It will ask for the expiry, so you can select if you want to trade in current month or next month kind of expiry. So it will show you the date also. This month, current month expiry is 25th, so it will show you that. And in case you want to trade in ITM 5, say, you can select from the drop down and say ITM 5. And if you're a buyer or a seller, you can select accordingly here. Let's look at an example for buying. And order type could be NRML or MIS. So these are some basic things that you need to update. And here we'll say it's 50 lots. For example, it is 1750 is the quantity, and split is 595 for Bank Nifty. So it will place multiple orders of 595 to get to this quantity of 1750. Now, if you want to limit the number of trades that you want to take, you go to the bottommost section. There's something called maximum daily signals. So if you want to take say 5 trades, you can update it to 5. Or if you want to keep it 3 signals, you can make it 3. That's it. Right? Or if you want to keep trade all signals, then you keep it at 0. It will keep um, taking all the trades. Yes. Now, once you define these, uh, let's see how to trade in options. So just do a submit. The strategy will be saved, and for using indicators, you will need to use two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. So you need to copy two codes and set it up in TradingView. So let's look at how do we do that in TradingView. Now, maximum daily signals. So what you need to do is in Algomojo, for example, here go to the bottommost section here. You are, I think, seeing here. This is the bottommost, just above that remarks. Max daily signals. You will get that. Yes. So here, after you save this, come back here, enable this for say paper trade, and go to Trading View. Now, suppose you have an indicator, which say for example, let's look at an indicator like RSI. You can use any of them. The process is similar. Uh, so select the RSI. Again, start with the trading symbol, then look at the time frame, and then load your indicator. Now, normally indicators are the way they are used is if it is say around 70, 80, it is taken as overbought and you would expect the market to fall. So when the RSI starts coming down and from above to say something like 60, how do we take a PE? And when it goes down and starts coming up, how do we close the PE and take a CE? That is the kind of setup we'll try and do now. So after you load your instrument and time frame and the indicator, go to this indicator and click on this three dots, the more button again, and say add alert on that RSI. So this pop-up box is slightly different. So compared to an indicator pop-up box, what you get. So sorry, strategy pop-up box. For indicators, you will need to do couple of things more. Like you have to set the condition and also trigger, and is what you need to update. So we are saying that we want to buy a PE if the RSI starts coming down. So we will say that the condition of RSI crossing down. a value of say 70. Okay, and if the bar closes, then the order should be triggered and sent across, is what we are trying to say. And go to the message box. So you have to define the condition and when it should trigger, whether it is at the cross of that button or touch of that button or once per every bar. So those kind of things you need to set. Normally what we see is if there is a bar close below the 70 is when we want the entry, is what we have done now or defined now. Then go to message box. By default, whatever is there, remove it. Go to Algomojo. This is what we just defined. Go to view and come to the section in the trading view indicator and copy the cell because we want a PE to be bought when the RSI is coming down, and paste it here. Name I'll give it as BNPE entry, right? And go to notification. By default, if there's any webhook URL, remove that. From Algomojo, copy this webhook URL and paste it here. So this is for the entry what we have just created. So once you save it, it will be shown under the alert section. As you can see, BNPE entry. This is what we just created. And the level which you created, we said that if the RSI starts coming down and closes below this value of 70, it should trigger a PE. So once you save the alert, it will be shown as a dotted line with a right pointing arrow at the level. So if RSI closes below this level, it will trigger a sell order and it will be sent to Algomojo. Algomojo will place an order for PE of ITM 5. That is what we selected. Now, if the RSI comes down and goes below, say, 20 and starts coming up to a value of 30, we want this PE to be close and the reverse trade of CE to be taken. So, how do we create that? So, it is again a very simple, straightforward method. Uh, Go to the alert that you just created, right click on that and say clone that. So it will make an exact copy of what you just created. Go and make slight changes in that. So we will say that if the RSI starts crossing up a value of 20, we want the buy to happen. Remove the cell and say buy. And here we will say give a different name to identify as CE entry. And the webhook URL is the same because it is for Bank Nifty. So need not have to make any changes. So make these two changes. The entry condition needs to be updated. And in the message box, instead of sell, make it buy and say save it. So you have a CE entry and a PE entry. So if the RSI closes below that, so let me, since here I just kept it at 20, let me make this 25 and save it. So you will be able to see visibly a right pointing, a dotted line with a right pointing arrow at 25. You can again keep changing it. If you don't want 20, you want to make it 31, you can shift it here itself. So either you can change the values from by moving it on the chart, or you can go and update it here also. So we had said 25, it has become 31, right? And save it. That's it. Now, if the RSI has just dropped below this level, so the alert should have created a PE entry. So a sell has been triggered. Let us look at what has happened to this sell. Go to Algomojo here and go to this my signals, my strategies, sorry, my signals. Go to this BN options demo. As you can see, sell has been generated and the order has been completed. If you go to the order section, it will show you that the PE has been bought, right? And the position will be seen here. A PE position for 59,000 PE, 1750 quantity, average buy price of 667.35 is generated. So for indicators, always use two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. Now, once the RSI goes below this value, whatever we have set here, and starts moving up, it will close the PE and take a CE. So the system can keep running for you after doing this initial setup. So whenever there's an RSI coming down below this level of 75 or 80, what you said, it will take a PE, and when it goes below and starts coming up, it will close the PE and take CE, and it can keep running continuously for you. Yeah. See, normally in trading view kind of situations, you get the action as either buy or sell. The sell signal has come, buy signal has come. But there are some coders who use short and cover also. Short and cover is more used in Amibroker kind of environment to define the action to take a short position. So, for it does this similar kind of job of what we saw in trading view. So if you look at this section here, and the indicators, you see four of them. If you are comfortable coding any of those, you can use short and cover also. Otherwise, buy sell should meet your requirements. Yeah, suppose you've taken a short position in Amibroker, for example. There's a short position taken, and the short position has to be covered here. So then we use an action called cover. And when a buy is taken, suppose a buy is taken and it gets closed here, it will trigger a for buy, the closure of that order is done using a sell. For a short position, the closure of that order is done by using an action called cover. So buy, sell, short, and cover are the four parameters which are normally used in Amibroker kind of situations. For trading, we have come across some strategies which use both short and cover also, but normally otherwise we see buy and sell. Right. So any doubts on using an indicator? The process, let me repeat it. Whichever indicator that you want to use, load it on the instrument and the time frame that you're trying to trade in, and go to that indicator, go to this button called more, and say add alert. So in the pop-up box, mention the condition when the long has to be taken, whether it is crossing up or crossing down. And the conditions again are dependent on the kind of indicator that you're trying to use. Some of them would be something like this. An ADX would have a different kind of uh, condition. MACD could have different kind of conditions available. So depending on what is the kind of indicator that you're trying to trade with, select the appropriate condition when the order has to be triggered, and what condition it has to be triggered, whether it is crossing up or crossing down, and similarly whether it has to be crossed. When should it trigger? Whether it is after the bar close or once per every bar or once at the touch of a button kind of thing. Uh, and go to the message box and add the code, one for buy and another for sell. Update the webhook URL. That's it. Suppose that's what, as I was mentioning, once you create it, you can do a clone of it and do the opposite uh, alert creation, as it's a very simple process. And these things are available always in TradingView. Suppose on a particular day you don't want to take any trades, all you have to do is just go and pause it here. So it will not keep running. It will stop. And whenever you want to resume, you can restart. A lot of advantages in TradingView. So now we have seen that the RSI has dropped below 20. And if it starts moving up, so let me drag it down so that we'll try and see a order. So I brought it down to about 14.5. If the RSI moves above, then it should trigger a buy, which will mean that the PE which was taken has to get closed and C has to be triggered. So we can wait for that signal to be triggered. So this is for the alert that we create for futures. We are looking at for PE entry has happened. Now C entry should be coming in if it crosses above 15. Just waiting to see if we get the signal and see how it gets processed. Yeah, you can select if you're wanting to trade in Amibroker using long short, you can do that. Yes. If the RSI closes above this 15 value, we'll get a CE entry also. CE entry is what we have just created. So while we are waiting for the signal, any queries? Yeah. Uh, when is the new version of? We are waiting for some confirmation from the brokers on the IP related requirement. So as soon as we have a clear indication from the brokers, we'll be live. Yeah. Now B C entry has come. So let's look at what has happened to this order signal. So go to my signals, and here you'll be able to see that buy has come. So earlier sell had come, we had taken a PE. Now buy has come, so it has closed the PE which was bought, it has sold and taken a CE. So in terms of position, as you can see, PE has become zero quantity and it has taken a CE. So it is as simple as that. So you create an alert, one for entry of PE and another one for entry of CE. So whenever those conditions are met, it will keep running and the orders will get executed into your account. Now somebody was asking what is dynamic symbol. Yeah, yes. Under my strategies, if you look at the segment selection, you have futures and option dynamic symbol. Now suppose you want to trade in say at the money option. Whenever the signal is coming in, we will look at what is the spot price at that point in time. Suppose at 12 o'clock, there's a signal which is coming in and you want to trade in ATM. We will look at what is the spot price and take the ATM of that based on that spot price and place an order. Or if it is a ITM, say 3, we will take the ITM 3 that you would have selected based on the signal at 12 o'clock, what is the spot price, and ITM3 based on the spot price, we will take that strike price and place the order here. Now, if you are a trader, suppose on Monday you want to trade only in 26,000 CE or PE, then you can select future and option, and in under trading symbol, so you can select say Nifty 26,000 CE. Say 8th of November CE. You want to take on Monday, the whole day you want to trade only in this C, you can select future and option and you can select the strike that you want to use. So it is not dependent on what is the spot price and what is the ATM, OTM. We will not look at anything. Whatever is the strike price that you have selected here, we'll place orders only for those strike price. So that is the difference between future and option. In the future and option, if you select this, you will need to define the strike price that you want us to place the orders in. If you select dynamic options, then you will need to define it as ATM, OTM, or ITM. If you have said ITM 5, or OTM 5 we want to trade, we will pick up OTM 5 based on the spot price and place order. See, your scanning is dependent on your Amibroker or trading view that you're trying to trade with. Now, if you're trade scanning, say, all the FNO stocks, say 220, 250, whatever numbers are there, and trying to get signals on those many stocks, you will need to define all those stocks in Algomojo also. You will need to add a watch list, and as a one time activity you can upload an Excel document. It will be stored with the quantity and trading symbol that you're trying to trade, and on say Monday you get signals for say 5 stocks, and Tuesday it could be a different set of 5 stocks, on Wednesday it could be a different set of 2 stocks. So based on what your charting tool is selecting and sending as the symbol to be traded, we will place orders for those symbols and those quantities that you would have defined. Yeah. So any doubts or any other clarification in trading view? So you can bring in any kind of study. It could be price based, it could be indicator based, it could be strategy based. You can the alert creation is similar. All you have to do is, if it is strategy, create one alert. If it is indicators, then use two alerts, one for entry and another one for exit, and do these setups as one time activity. After that, um, the systems can keep running for you as such. It depends. Amibroker is very, very efficient. So depend on depends on how complex your strategy is and how many stocks that you're trying to scan. Yes, there if these strategy is coding is pretty extensive, or the complex trading system has been built and it has to scan for multiple conditions and check say 500 stocks, then yes, there could be a deterioration in terms of your Amibroker uh, scanning or timings as such. So you'll need to be careful in terms of selection of the strategy and how many stocks that you're trying to trade. If it is more complex and lot many stocks are to be scanned, you will need to look at multiple systems running different sets of stocks. See, in terms of how many strategies, how many symbols that you can trade, there is no limitation. You can trade in as many symbols. Now, suppose we just created two strategies, one for Nifty and one for Bank Nifty. Suppose you want to trade in, say, another 10 stocks. So, for each of them, you can create separate strategies if you're using, um, say, in TradingView, you have a facility for scanning also. Of course, that will involve a higher level of subscription. The basic models, they don't allow strategies to be run on a watch list. Uh, like here, we create one alert for every instrument, whereas you can create a watch list and have one strategy. For example, Super Trend can be scanning for 50 stocks in a watch list. So if you want to run it that way, then you will need to take a higher level of subscription in TradingView, and it becomes easier. You create one alert, that's it. Otherwise, for every stock you need to create a separate alert, for even if it is super trend one, or if it is one strategy and you are using multiple stocks, for each stock you will need to create a separate alert. See, any strategy will normally have a buy sell trigger coming in, whereas indicators are just studies, they don't trigger the orders. So that is why we have to define using an alert when to trigger an order. Here we said that you trigger a sell order when the RSI crosses below this. And when the RSI goes above a level of 20 or 25, you want a C to be taken, a buy signal has to be triggered. So you are defining the entry and exits uh, in an indicator. They otherwise, say you might have levels of 60 and 30, for example. Somebody else might look at a value of 30 and 75. Somebody else could be looking at 40 and 60. So each person can have their own definition of entry and exit. So there's no fixed criteria when you're running an indicator. However, when you're running a strategy, it is fixed. So super trend means it is known that as per the code, the entry has to happen because the conditions of entry and exit are already coded in the Pine script. Whereas here it is not hard coded. So it is left to the user's discretion as to when he wants to take an entry and when he wants to take an exit. So for defining the entry and exit, we create two alerts. One saying, okay, buy, and the other one saying sell. Like we defined it here. If you see this, here we are saying buy, and the other one will have sell. As you can see, sell. So we are defining or telling the indicator, you trigger an order for me when of a buy or a sell if the condition of RSI is meeting so and so. So the indicators don't per se say when to enter and when to exit. You have to specify when to enter and when to exit. Whereas in a strategy, it is already hard coded when to enter and when to exit. Those rules are hard coded. So, in terms of limitation, we don't put any limitation in terms of how many symbols you can trade or how much quantity you can trade, how many orders you want to place. There's no limitation as such. It is uh, you can trade as many quantity symbols or strategies that you have. Suppose you have 10 strategies identified in TradingView and you have for different stocks and indices, you can run all of them. Create alert for each of those strategies on each of those symbols that you are trying to trade. And from each of those, if there are separate triggers coming in, it will get processed and orders will be placed into the account. Sorry, I don't have an account for charting. See, if you're using charting, it is simple. You have a scanner which say gives you buy signal. Now there is a facility to add a webhook URL. All you have to do is similar thing. You create a strategy, and in TradingView you will have a place to paste the webhook URL. Take this code, copy and paste it there. That's all is required for automation. And of course, suppose you're scanning, say, 200 stocks in charting. The same 200 stocks will need to upload it as a one-time activity in Algomojo also. So whenever signals are coming in for from charting for whatever stocks, if it is available in Algomojo watch list also, those orders will get processed and placed. It is even more simple. In TradingView, we are doing two updates. One is when you're creating an alert, for example, here, say indicator based, or even in this place also, strategy also. What we do is we, while adding an alert, we update the message box. Content has to be updated, which is not there in charting. You will need to just update the webhook URL. I think that there's a place to keep the webhook URL called, I think, status or something. So just paste it there, and whatever stocks are identified for entry or exits in charting, that those will come into will be sent to Algomojo, and we'll process that symbol and send it to the broker for order placement. It is very very simple. Try it out. In case if you have any difficulty in handling it, do contact us. We will help you out. Now when it comes to the process of doing it on your own, you can look at things like modules. If you look at, see here in When on the left side, you will see this tab called modules. When you click that, it will take you to this place called charting. So, how to do the setup? It is all given here. So, in a create alert, you paste the webhook URL. That's it. Whether it is buy or sell. So, normally charting, what we have seen is there an action button, which is your uh, buy, or if it is for exits, there is a sell, or short entries, there is a sell action, and yeah, there's an alert button where you have to copy this webhook URL. That's it. Uh, see, it is like any browser. If you want to look at in your mobile, see, once you do the setup here, for example, you have created the strategy. You have created the strategy, right? And it is shown under this tab called My Strategies. You will see in your mobile phone when you open a browser and log into, say, this Algomojo website, it will take you to this. After you put in the credentials of user client ID and password and authentication, the two-factor authentication, it will take you to this page of Algomojo, what we saw. It will be similar, and go to this button called My Strategies and activate the paper trade or live trade. That's it. The mobile interface and this will be the same because it is all browser based interaction or browser based UI that we provide. You will have a similar page, sir, in your mobile phone also. Look and feel will be slightly different because mobile screens are optimized for in a different manner. So the look and feel could be slightly um cramped and difficult to manage. But just switching it on is one-time activity in the morning, so it's not difficult to manage that. Should not be difficult to manage that. Yes, we are working on the limit order facility. And our next version should have that. Yes. So, any other queries as to how to do the setups in TradingView for indicator or strategy? Or if you have any indicator, if you want to see that how it works, let me know. I can try and load that and show it for you. Or if it is a strategy, I can try and load that and show it for you. But the process is similar. All you have to do is create an alert, update in the alert section. If it is strategy, the pop-up box, you have to update just the message box content and the webhook URL. Where if it is an indicator, then you will need to update the condition and the trigger and create one alert for entry and another alert for exit. Yes, on the web page here, once the portion is running, if you see here, my signals, and when you go to portion book, the M2M and P&L, what you will be seeing during the live markets, you will be able to try and get the actual M2M and P&L. See, as of now, you'll not be able to do it based on the quantity or the P&L, the sorting. It has to be strategy level sorting. That's it. Yeah, anytime you want to download these activities, go to this button called download. All the trades, all the strategy wise details can be downloaded. Holdings also, realized P&L also. You have facility to download and keep the details. Of course, you will not be able to do it For the historical data, the current day's details can be downloaded from each section. Suppose you want to see how many signals are generated, you can go to the signals page and do a download. So strategy wise, how many signals have come, that will be shown. And similarly, what are the orders placed, you can use the download button and keep it for your records. We are hopeful that December, January, the broker, we are ready in terms of broker acceptance, and when they want to go live is what they have to say. I think they are doing it in a phased manner because of the IP requirement. So whenever it becomes mandatory, you will be able to see the next version. See, it depends, irrespective of which version that you are using. In terms of Amibroker, it is not a problem. The modules, uh, if it is version 7, we'll need to check, sir. That looks like is the latest version. We'll need to check. I am not. Uh, I've been using 6.4, so I'm not migrated to the 7th latest version. Uh, we can definitely check, sir, and come back to you. Yeah. Now, when you're trading in, say, stocks, for example, using TradingView or Amibroker or your charting kind of thing. So the way to add a watch list is you select the equity part and give a name, say that the equity, for example, and select the rule and trading symbol. For example, I will take it as Reliance equity carry forward. It can be MIS or carry forward. And once you have these details set, this is when we want to add, say, 50 stocks of Nifty as a watch list. Do a submit. Let me, yeah, once your strategy is updated, go to this action and there's something called watch list. So if the numbers are less, say if you're looking at 4 5 stocks to be traded, you can add it manually. You can say that, okay, chart symbol as one and trading symbol will say Reliance as selected from the drop down here. And if you want to allocate certain capital, so say if you say 10,000 rupees intraday trading, especially, it will look at what is the current market price, and if you have allocated a capital of 10,000 rupees, so divide it by the current market price and it will take that many quantity if it is capital based. Or if you want to do a fixed quantity, you can do a fixed base also, whether it is CNC or price type, you add that. So as you can see, Reliance has been added. So that way, if it is limited in number, you can keep adding. Otherwise, what you can do is you can download a format from here. Let me show you the format here. Now you have something called these details: chart symbol, the exchange, trading symbol, quantity, and capital. If you have 50 stocks, add all these details, update this fee of all the 50 stocks, and then save it and come back to Algomojo here and say upload. You select that file and upload it from there. So all the stocks that you would have listed in the Excel will be displayed here. And if you want to make any changes after that, you can go and do an edit and say instead of quantity as 5, you want to take it 10, 10 you can do. And suppose you want to delete it also, you can do that also. Or you want to place orders from here, you can do that also. The strategy is inactive, it is not allowing me. If you make it, say, paper trade, for example, You say paper trade, go to watch list, and you want to place a buy order, you can do it from here. So either it can come from your charting tool, or you can want support for whatever reason you placed it manually, and the sell signal is coming from say charting. So it will be there, and when the charting or trading view sends that sell signal, it will get processed and the portion will be closed. So this is if you're adding, suppose you're running, say charting, you have 500 stocks. Instead of adding manually all the 500 stocks, you can do an upload as a one-time activity. Then you need to use this Excel format. So just to add to the strategy, what are the stocks that you want to trade? Suppose you have 500 stocks, becomes difficult to individually add 500 stocks. So we are given a Excel upload facility. So you can keep uploading whatever quantity, whatever stocks that you want to use, you can keep uploading here. Yes, in case you have a trading view, you are running a strategy. Say, for example, you have a super trend strategy. You're running it on a scanner. Where that scanner has say 50 stocks. So you can add that 50 stocks into Algomojo also. So from trading view, you can get whenever whatever symbols are getting triggered, it will come to Algomojo, and if it is there in the watch list of Algomojo, that will be processed and sent to the broker for execution. So you can define in for trading view, you can define for charting, you'll need for Amibroker. So wherever you are using this exploration scanning kind of facilities, which will keep looking for multiple symbols, then you have to have this watch list, a similar kind of watch list uploaded in Algomojo also, so that we know that we have to process the symbols which are there in the watch list created in Algomojo. If it is not defined in Algomojo, then suppose you have sent an order for Reliance and it is not uploaded in the watch list of Algomojo. Even though it is coming from your charting tool, we will not be able to process the order. Yes, that's right. Now, what happened? It's a good question. Now, for example, if you go to each broker has got their own method or trading symbol um, definition. For example, TradeGenie uses something like this dash EQ for every symbol. Some other broker might just have idea. There's no dash EQ. Somebody might have just idea space EQ. So it is not uniform with all the brokers. Each broker has got their own uh, method of definition of the symbol. So we have to, depending on what the broker is supporting, we will need to use that kind of symbol in the watch list. So, for example, let's say uh, TradeGenie uses P for PE, Zerodha uses PE for PE. So, Zerodha might say Nifty November, say 8th. Here it is Nifty 8 November. So their symbol definition is different, and Zerodha's definition is different, or it could, if it is say upstock, it could be different. So you will need to match it with the kind of broker that you're using. So best method is to look at one of the samples of the from the dashboard and understand from that the format and use that in the watch list. Any queries? Any further queries? Yes, yes. You can change the stop loss and targets for whichever stock that you have defined in the strategy. For example, here we have created one for equity, one for bank nifty, one for nifty. So initially, say we have kept a target as say 100 points in nifty. You feel that the market is going to trend, then you go and change that to 100 to 300. Um, it will get updated. Though if the portion is running, it is not an issue. The entry has been taken as long as that initial target is not hit or initial stop loss is not hit. Um, you have come here and edit it here, say switch it off. Don't close the position. Go here and then say edit and make the changes from say target. If you had kept it as 100, you make it 200 or 300. So and update it and save it and restart the strategy. We come back here and again restart. So the new changes or updated target and stop loss will be applied and applied to the already running condition, running position. Oh yes, if you are into Python coding, you have an extensive library from us. You can definitely use that, and you can go to this Python library. And how to use that is all provided with us. All you have to do is just go to the section under uh, APIs, go to Python library, and refer to this details that we are given. If you want to look at an API extension, API version, look at all the API codes that you would need to use in your Python code. So, for example, if you want to fetch an order, look at what is the format in which you have to send the details. So, accordingly, code it in Python and you can run it from Python itself. So, from Python, you can directly place the orders. Then you need not have to touch this section at all. You need not have to create a new strategy at all. All your signals, what you're trying to generate, will all be here under this section called My Logs, My API Logs. So it will have all the details here. See, when you're doing a rollover, it is automatically understood. You need not have to change again and again every time. Say you're currently in November month, and say next week you want to roll over to December. So just set up the time and date on which you want the rollover to happen. So it will close the November contract and take up the December contract. A bit about our support structure. We are open on all trading days from 9 to 5, on Saturdays from 10 to 5. You can contact us using WhatsApp number 8105572233, or you can give us a call on 8550 or you can raise a ticket from our webpage, or you can send an email to support@algomojo.com. We will be happy to assist you in terms of whatever support you are looking at. Any queries, any clarification, any further details required, let me know. Otherwise, my name is Lokesh. My email ID is lokesh@finfolab.com. And we have a blog called algomojo.com/blog, where all the features and details related to our platform, all information related to how to use our platform is um, updated. So if you have any queries, you want more details, kindly refer to our blog. And in case you want any codes to be developed for a trading view or for say Amibroker, send me an email. We will get the feasibility checked and come back to you in terms of pricing and the timelines that could be involved. And we can take it forward after that. Thanks so much for attending this session on how to use Algomojo for automating your strategies or indicators or whatever studies that you would have using various charting kind of platforms. Uh, wish you all a very happy, or wish you all a very happy weekend. And do contact us for any requirements that you would have in terms of support or in terms of coding or anything related to the platform. Um, with our support team, we will be able to assist you. Thank you once again. In case if there are no other queries, I would like to try and stop this session with your permissions. Thanks again for attending. Thanks. Have a nice weekend. Bye.